everybody. Sarah here with sarahtravelshappy, and I am so excited. We're going to have an amazing conversation with my friend Rita, who I just stumbled across her during my live about weddings, because people that work for Sandals and Beaches do tend to hop around to different islands. It turns out that Rita used to work at BeachesTurksandcaicos, which is a Advanced Certified Autism Center. And she's going to tell us a little bit about that experience. So if you have any friends or family with children on the spectrum or special needs kids, please share this video with them, because this is a one-on-one perspective that you're not going to get from printed literature or commercials. This is real. When you hear this story, you'll understand why I was like, I've got to get this on film. So Rita, can you tell us a little bit about how long you worked at Beaches and what the training process was like?
Alright, so I have worked with Beaches, Turks and Caicos for 10 years to be exact. And as it relates to special need person, the training is phenomenal. Everyone learn and well trained how to handle people with special needs, not letting them feel less of themselves or like they are not a part of us. So while working, I met with a family. I will not disclose the names. That's okay. I met with a family there, maybe around in 2012, who had a little man with a special need, who happened to hop in the restaurant I used to work in one day. So I saw him, and you can see that the family was like, okay, how is everything gonna go? And I walked over and I was like, say hi to the family, and I was like, what's his name? And they told me his name, and I waved to him with that, of course, warm sandal smile, and he actually nodded at me, and I was like, hi, and I called him by his name. He started to laugh, he grabbed my hand, he held my finger, and his mom was like to his husband, did you see that? He reacted to her. And I was like, she said to me, he likes you. And I was like, really? When I was leaving, like saying my goodbye at the table, you can see his old facial change, his body change, everything changed. So I went back to the table and was like, okay, I'm not going to leave you. I'm staying with you. And he like lighted back up. So I walked over to my manager then and I was like, I'm going to be at the table for a few seconds. And he was like, okay. And the mom was like, can you get him something to eat? He can't eat anything hard. He wants this. But I was like, okay, don't worry, we prepare for you. So we blend his food and he ate everything up. So it's, once he doesn't have a dietary restriction, he have everything like everyone else. So he's not excluded from anything, because if they're going to a specific restaurant, they will tell me that they're going there and I will have his meal prepared and ready. And I don't take a day off because I'm the only person he eats from, so I don't take a day off. So if they're there for a week, I'm there with them just to ensure that he eats and he loves the water.
So Rita, I have to tell you, I'm really glad that I have my mask on, because I'm like teary-eyed, like, and this is,
if once you have kids with special needs, Beaches, we do offer, we are well trained, our kids camp area, and of course we are partnered with Sesame Street, and Julia, she and I become friends because of that little man. We communicate with him and I understand him. He loves football and he makes me love football as well, because if the game is on, he tries to tell me and I make myself knowledgeable of whatever he likes. So we have that connection once I meet with him. I remember they reached out to the resort and I told them I was leaving. I was like, where are you going? I was like, I'm going back to Jamaica. They was like, okay, we have to change our destination. We have to come to Jamaica. So they'll have to go to Beaches, Negril. So I let them know whenever you're ready, just let me know when you're coming. If I have to coordinate and I'm scared just to make them happy, then it's all on me. I'll never say no to that man, because he, on his birthday and everything, I grew with him with that. So we built that bond, and his parents feel like, okay, we are home away from home, because they doesn't feel like they're not at home.
So I have a couple of questions for you. I mean, number one, I just have to say, like I said, just hearing what you were saying at first, the picture that you painted, right? So right now I'm talking to my other special needs families of the mom looking at the dad going, did you see that? Like, we've all been there where we've had a moment and it just wasn't going the way that we thought it was. And usually people are jerks, but sometimes somebody's really kind. And it makes all the difference where your child achieves a milestone or learns a new skill and you just look at your partner and you're like, look how far we've come, isn't this amazing? And so that you're able to offer that to families is really important. So I'm sorry, totally unprepared. I apologize, but I do want to just say that, like special needs family to special needs family, what that means. But a couple of questions for you as my mascara is not really on my face. A couple of things I want to drill down on is the fact that you were not working in the child care center.
Right.
You were working in a restaurant. So that's something that I tell people all the time when you go to a Beaches Resort is that their credential that they have requires 80% of the staff resort-wide to be trained. That's not just a child care center. You're not going there and they're taking your kid and sticking them in a special room and then that's what they experience for the week. They're training people in the restaurants and the front desk and housekeeping and at the pool. So they're completely integrated into the resort. So Rita here was working in a restaurant and she was trained and aware and perceptive enough to notice that this family needed her. And instead of being like, what do I do? How do I help? She knew what to do. She knew how to help and she went right over. She jumped into her training. And just that one act of kindness and competency formed a relationship. So one of the things that you said also was that you blended food.
Yes.
My youngest child is on a feeding tube, so that's huge. Tell us about what happens if a child comes to you and they need food blended, or maybe they have a texture aversion, or other feeding access issues, so maybe they have a certain brand of food that they need, or a certain color, or something like that.
All right, I know with Sandals and Beaches, we have our culinary concierge who will take care of all dietary restriction. So in that you have the scenario that you mentioned, we have forms that you fill out, so every restaurant that you will be going to will be knowledgeable of your requirement. So if it's to be blended, if it's something that have to boil softly, all of that are done pre. So when you go there, you have no needs. For example, you have some special need kids that cannot wait. Once they're in an area, they start to get hyper. So right there and then, we know exactly that we have to make sure everything is on time. All the food is blended. So if it's broccoli, it's whatever you want. You mention, we blend, we puree. If you want certain texture, we got it.
And if they have food allergies or they're gluten-free?
All of that, just say what you want. We do have system where we prepare gluten, celiac, you name it, egg, shellfish, whatever dietary restriction you have, we cater to that.
And I know a lot of special needs families, I mean, I've done this myself. When we travel with a suitcase full of food. Because we don't know if the destination we're going to is going to be able to accommodate our child. So in this scenario, again, that child is able to have a wide range, a nutritionally balanced diet for a week. He wasn't subsisting on goldfish and juice pouches, right? He was having all of the same things.
He never had chicken. Like how he do it, and he tried a jerk chicken because I haven't tried that jerk chicken there, and then his mom was like, he's not gonna have it. We tried. And I was like, okay, and what I did, I do the jerk chicken and I add a little juice to that so it give it that texture. And he literally have that straight through. Whatever he do, he have that straight through. If he's at the water park or the lazy river, I'm at my restaurant. They told me one time they're going there and I'll make myself available.
So you will actually stop working in the restaurant
stop
and you'll
working.
go where that child is to help that
If
child.
my
access.
shift end at 3, I will spend an extra hour or 2 and just to go over with that. And because of that, that family keep booking every year or every other year they visited beaches.
So this is something really interesting that you customize the food. So a lot of you guys know, and if you're therapists on this call, you might know that if your child on the spectrum is sensory seeking, sometimes they like spicy food because it gives them all of that input on the tongue. And they really enjoy that experience. So when she said jerk chicken, I thought of my 6-year-old because he would probably love jerk chicken. He loves spicy food, he loves pickles, anything that gives him like that real mouth feel. So I totally knew where you were going with that. And you know, just to wrap it up in review, I just want to point out a couple of things that Rita said. That when this family comes to visit her, she does not take a day off, okay? If her shift is over, she stays late if the family needs her. If she personally customizes the child's food.
And I eat with him. Not only he does it by himself.
There you go. She'll
We
eat
sit
with
together.
him, and they'll sit together. If the family is at the pool or the water park or on the beach, she'll actually get her assignment changed. And the most important part is right now, if you've been following along, you know that we're at Sandals South Coast, which is in Jamaica. It's a Sandals property, which if you can imagine like this side of Jamaica, Sandals South Coast is over here, and Beaches Negril is over here. When that family comes for their annual visit, she actually goes all the way across the island to a completely different resort so that that family can have their arena and feel like they can relax and have a good time. So if that's not service, if that's not the epitome of all included, I mean, we talk a lot about the alcohol and the entertainment and the transportation, the water sports. Those things are great. But if you're going to a vacation destination that has all those things, but you don't have somebody like Rita that's making those things accessible to you, then it's just words on a paper. It doesn't matter. But at beaches, it's different. They welcome you in, they make it accessible, they integrate you into the experience so that you are enjoying it the way any other family would. To me, that's priceless. Do you have anything else you'd like to say? Have you ever met any adults on the spectrum?
I do, but I did not as deep as I was with that little man, but I met a lot of persons, especially from adults, babies, minor, growing up. And I do met a few adults as well.
Okay, great. And then, just to be clear, this is not a Rita special, right?
Right.
Like there are lots of Ritas with lots of little boys
All
and
of
girls.
us, yes, all of
Okay,
us.
good. Because I don't want everybody to be like, I need Rita.
No,
Yes.
it's not. It's something that beaches and sandals do offer. It's contagious. It's in us. Because we get the training, we put it out there, we implement and we execute, and just to make sure everybody feel at home.
Okay. So is there anything else you want to tell us about special needs or autism at beaches or sandals in general?
Just don't feel like you are behind, because I mean you are just like all of us. And I have special love for persons with special need. I'm not sure why, but I do. Once I see them, I have this connection and I have this love. I'm always trying to get to know them.
So maybe if you were back in the U.S., maybe she'd be a special ed teacher or parapro. But you know, in Jamaica, the Caribbean tourism is the industry, so lucky for us, instead she's at Beaches and Sandals, making vacation dreams accessible, which is amazing. So again, my name is Sarah, you guys know that. I've got 3 special needs kids. My story is that I spent 13 years going from the point where I was afraid to eat at a restaurant to going to all-inclusives and cruises and all of that kind of thing with my children and figuring out how to navigate that. And I wouldn't give up those moments, but if I can help another family skip 12 and a half of those 13 years, I want to do that. So please reach out to me. And let's get you traveling. Let's give your kids the world, because your kids deserve it just like any other kid does. They don't deserve to be at home or locked away from the world. They are just as capable of experiencing, enjoying, and traveling with the right supports, like myself, like Rita, like Beaches. So give me a shout if you want to just talk about what your options are. No pressure. I know it's a big thing, but no pressure. And yeah, thank you so much, Rita. Now you guys see why I was like, Rita, you got to sit down and tell me this story. So I really appreciate it. It was really good kismet that you were here. Serendipitous for sure.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Bye.
Do I hit finish?
I hit save. Finish and then save.